Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly for pricing, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. At Basel World 2008, Rolex updated its long-running Day-Date flagship, and it did so with this. This is the Rolex Oyster Perpetual Day-Date II, reference 218349 in white gold. This is a bigger president. 41 millimeters in diameter, the timepiece is svelte at 12.1 millimeters thick, measuring 49.6 millimeters from lug to lug, but if you include the end links of the bracelet, it is 53 millimeters across the wrist, so the watch really does wear bigger than a 41. All in white gold with solid end links, solid lugs, solid center links, and a robust and substantial single folding clasp. The watch feels as hefty as any other brand's platinum watch would. That's how substantial these Rolex white gold full bracelet models are. Now you can see it easily slides underneath the cuff. It is not thick. It's absolutely suited to use as your dress watch, but automatic, shock resistant, anti-magnetic, and 100 meters water resistant. It is also very much a sports watch if you want it to be. I'd recommend this watch for a wrist no smaller than 14.5 centimeters circumference. Any smaller than that, you want to go with a Day-Date 36, but it does sit very nice on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist. Taking a look at the bracelet. The watch has long been nicknamed the Rolex President because of its famous and occasionally infamous owner base over the years. But since the beginning, the bracelet itself is formally named the President. This is the President bracelet. And as you can see, it's a 3-link design like the Oyster, but it has the small cross-section of links that you'll find on the Jubilee. In a lot of ways, it's the best of both worlds, as it vents like the Jubilee, and it has that supple short link feel on the wrist, but it has the structural integrity of the 3-link Oyster sports bracelet. As you can see, removable links are fixed in place by screws, and we have a substantial single folding clasp right here. You could note that it's actually a lift lock system. It's not friction fit like previous President bracelets would have been. This is called the crown clasp because the crown is your only clue as to the partition point between the two sides of the bracelet. But you'll note that it is actually a hinged pivot trigger that allows you to unlatch. There's a beak and a hook internally, which gives you more security than previous generations of snap-tight President clasps. Taking a quick look at the watch, you can see it's handsome. This is no super case, though it is a big President, as I always like to say, much like William Howard Taft. The timepiece is nevertheless far more graceful than William Howard ever was, and it doesn't have the sheer sides or the squared-off lugs of the Rolex Super Case. What you will note, though, is that it does have a twin-lock crown, and it is a twin lock crown in white gold, because it has those 2 dots. Rolex dots generally indicate what type of crown you're looking at. 1 dot, 2 dots, 3 dots, 3 dots of different size, or a slash. All of that has meaning in the world of Rolex. The bezel is fully gem set with brilliant cut diamonds, flanking baguette cut diamonds inboard on a Surti type dial. So you can see it features 2 baguette sapphires, and it features 8 baguette diamonds, and all of them are beautifully faceted, not simply rectangular. The quality of this dial is such that it really does merit the use of a loupe to appreciate its nuances. All of these gems are set on white gold indices, and in fact, gem setting is the last truly manual craft process still practiced at Rolex. You're not going to see enamel dials out of Rolex, or miniature painting, or marquetry, or engraved cases, but the gem setting on both the dial and the bezel still done by hand, so this is a handmade Rolex. You have a silver sunburst dial, white gold hands, baton style, faceted down their center for better contrast, applique white gold Rolex crown, and then you have a day-date display with a double quick set function, so you can set the date, and then you can also set the day independently. Flip the watch over and you can see it has a solid case back, but underneath that solid white gold case back, you get a Rolex manufactured caliber 3156, a movement only ever used in the Day-Date II. It has a larger day and date wheel, as well as the Rolex Paraflex shock protection system that's made in-house. It's a bidirectional automatic winder with a 48-hour power reserve, a 28,800 vibration per hour beat rate, stop seconds, double quick set, pivoting on 31 jewels. It's robust like a sports watch with a full balance bridge and a free sprung index, and it uses an anti-magnetic niobium zirconium blue oxidized hairspring. That hairspring is bent by hand into an overcoil profile that allows the watch to keep even and equal time in any position on your wrist or your dresser at night. As a result, the watch, which is adjusted in 5 positions, is able to earn a COSC Swiss chronometer certification, but Rolex always has gone beyond and tested to chronometer specs when the watch is fully assembled and before it goes to the customer. So this is COSC+. The watch winds bidirectionally for super smooth winding action. There is no smoother winder than a Rolex, as you can barely hear or feel the rotor in action. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.